So I've had this keyboard here for a couple of years now. It's a really nice keyboard. It's mechanical keys, and the problem I had with it was the feet on the bottom of it. It had rubber feet, and they were. It looks like secured with tape. And as the tape got older, it began to ooze and kind of ooze out around the edge of the rubber feet. The rubber feet became, the tape became soft, and the feet started moving around. A couple of the feet started moving around. They were collecting the goo that was coming out around the rubber feet, were just collecting a lot of dirt and lint and so forth. And they started falling off, and I didn't want, I didn't want to lose the rubber feet. I wanted them to remain stuck to the. So I decided to go ahead and take it into my workshop and take the rubber feet off and clean them, and clean off all of the tape residue, glue residue, and then reattach them with super glue. And so that's what I did. In the process, I went ahead and cleaned the entire keyboard without taking it apart. Now, of course, with this keyboard, I could have taken all the keys off of it. I could have, I can also remove the switches themselves. This is a Nimbleback keyboard, and it has hot swappable switches. So all you got to do is pull them out, stick a new switch in. This one currently has all brown switches, Cherry MX brown switches. And so they work good. I enjoy the keyboard, and it has a nice clicky sound to it. And I haven't had any problems with it. I like it's nice and compact, and this is the first all-white keyboard, which one of the problems with an all-white keyboard, of course, is that it gets dirty over time. And it took a while. It's taken, full 2 years for it to get really nasty looking. And so while I had it on my workbench, I went ahead and cleaned everything. Now, what I'm cleaning it with is isopropyl alcohol, 91%, which you can buy at the local pharmacy. And the reason you want to use, when you're cleaning electronics, the reason that you want to use 91% alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, is because it does not conduct electricity, and from my understanding, and it evaporates quickly. And so it's not going to be wet for very long. And so as I prepared these indentations for the feet, I cleaned the other side. Everything was dry when I came back. I made sure everything was completely free of the old glue before I used the super glue to glue it back in. And I did a very neat job with it. I made sure I wiped up any excess glue that oozed out around the feet. But the feet glued back into the keyboard just fine, and it ended up working out really, really well for them. Now, you see a couple of the tools that I have that I'm working with. I used Q-tips. I had a couple of long wooden stick Q-tips that I started off with. Then I moved to the more inexpensive everyday Q-tips with double heads on them, and I used that to clean. Now, what I did was I just simply dipped the Q-tips into the cap of isopropyl alcohol and wetted them down, and then used them that way. I also had had some cotton, I don't know what they're called, but they're cotton swabs or discs that you can pick up at the drugstore as well. And I used that by wetting it down with isopropyl alcohol and wiping everything down. So it made everything look really nice and neat. The bottle that I'm using, I have a squeeze bottle full of isopropyl alcohol that I'm using. I got that at Hobby Lobby, and it was only $2 or $3. Not very expensive. And I found that in the paint department, the painting department, for like portrait painting and canvas painting. and it's designed for paint, and you put paint in there and use it and so forth. But it works really well for isopropyl alcohol. Has a little attached cap for the needle tip, and so that's actually called a needle tip or needle point applicator, and that's what I used for that, and that works really well. It gives me lots of control for putting the alcohol exactly where I want it to be. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.